What's up, guys? D-Rock1992 here. For this next video, I'm going to be reviewing one of what is considered one of the greatest movies. One of the greatest movies. I think it could be considered up there in the greatest movies of all time. It's definitely one of the greatest movies of all time in its genre. It was a smash hit in 1990. The movie I am talking about, that I just recently watched, Goodfellas. It took me a long time to watch this movie. I had this movie high on my list of must watch, but I finally got around to doing it, and I'll tell you about what I thought of the movie. But anyway, it's undeniable. This movie is definitely a smash. It's a smash hit. It was a smash hit when it came out, and it's highly regarded as one of the best gangster films of all time. And I like gangster films. I've watched a few of them in my day, and I think they're generally well made. They are well made. Now, on Rotten Tomatoes, Goodfellas has a 96% rating. That's unbelievable. I mean, it was just a smash hit. So, it's based on a 1986 book called Wise Guy by Nicholas Pileggi, if I'm pronouncing the last name correctly. And it details the criminal lifestyle, the criminal life of Henry Hill, a gangster who operated from 1955 to 1980. And he was part of the mob in New York City, I believe it was. New York City, Brooklyn, something like that. Actually Brooklyn. So, I was right for Brooklyn. And Henry Hill is played by Ray Liotta. This is a real guy, too. Henry Hill was a real guy. Ray Liotta plays him. And he's the main character. In fact, most of the movie is done through his narration. He narrates a lot of the key events in the movie. Robert De Niro, the great Robert De Niro, plays Jimmy the Gent Conway, actually called Jimmy Burke in real life. Robert De Niro, excellent actor. This was a good role for him. And Joe Pesci, who played Tommy DeVito, I believe his name was, who I don't think was based on a real character. I think he was just added in the film. But those are the three main guys: Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci, along with supporting characters Lorraine Bracco, Paul Sorvino, and actually Samuel L. Jackson in one of his original roles, in one of his earliest roles. Although you only see him in the movie for like 1 minute or so, and he does, spoiler alert, he does get killed in the movie. But without giving away the movie in general, for those of you who have not seen it, this details the life of Henry Hill as a gangster from 1955 to 1980, with Ray Liotta narrating it throughout. Among the highlights, of his gangster career, one of the big ones was he orchestrated a robbery of $6 million from an airport. From this airport. It was believed to be about $6 million or so. I think they made out with $3 million, but I think it was $6 million, basically. And this was based on a true story. This was at the time, I don't know if it still is or not, but it was the largest heist in American history. And they detailed it in this movie. So it details Henry Hill's growth. The movie details Henry Hill's growth from a small-time gangster, a small-time gangster who basically starts out, a small-time gangster to a more open role in the mafia. and it details him. It details Robert De Niro mainly, and Joe Pesci. Lorraine Bracco plays Henry Hill's wife, who is, she plays a pretty good character. So I basically gave away the synopsis a little bit. The basic gist of the synopsis. Now the characters. I thought Ray Liotta's character was very well done. I liked his character. He talked in a gangster type of voice, which was very good for the movie. Robert De Niro, as usual, was very good. I mean, Robert De Niro is one of my favorites of all. One of my favorite actors. He's just a legend. And this movie just typifies it. I mean, it just shows it. And then, the best part of the movie, to me, the best character was Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci's Tommy DeVito. He was the best moment of the movie. He's a wisecracking, smartass who, he is the typical gang. I mean, all three of them are gangsters for sure, but he really portrays the gangster. He's like, just somebody you don't want to mess with. He carries a big personality despite his small stature. Joe Pesci's a very short person. But yeah, Joe Pesci was one of the best. Lorraine Bracco, I liked her appearance. Paul Sorvino, I liked his performance. I mean, those were the five main guys. But yeah, I'm not going to give away the plot or anything like that. I'm not going to give away any more because, I'd like you guys. I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to give it away if you're watching this video and not make you watch it, But yeah, anyway, the movie itself, I really liked the movie a lot. It's a classic. Yeah, I definitely liked the movie a lot. It was well made. It was a very good gangster movie. And I have to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, it was that good. I cannot think of any problems that the movie had at all. It was that good. And it is universally acclaimed, like I said, as one of the best gangster films of all time. It's up there with The Godfather. I like Goodfellas better than The Godfather, actually. I did watch the first Godfather. I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good. I'm okay, but not as good as Goodfellas. But yeah, that's my review of Goodfellas. D-Rock 1992 out.